Hey, what's up, guys? Your boy South Central back in the business. You hear me? Andrew Wilson versus Destiny about the insurrection. Now, Destiny, right now, I don't rock with Cuz. You know what I'm saying? He said a lot about the assassination of Trump. He even said he would laugh at his conservative constituents if they were there at the rally and they got murked. Shame on him. Shame on him. But I still want to hear him debate Andrew Wilson, and this is a cool topic. All right, January 6th. Most people don't find it interesting, but I do. All right, I have my own thought process when it comes to January 6th. Was it an insurrection? Let me know what you guys think. But this is 8 minutes of it. They did a whole spiel about this subject yesterday, right? 3-4 hours. I don't know how many hours, but this is 8 minutes. We ain't doing the whole thing, broski. So if you want to go look that up and you don't want to hear me talk, do your thing, G. But I'm gonna say what I gotta say on this thing. Now let's get into it.
Real quick. So, okay. Destiny, would you agree with me that the motivation for demonizing the opposition political party often revolves around calling them traitors, accusing them of treason, and pushing for some type of villainization that they are against the country, they are against you, they are against everybody?
For another debate, maybe, but that's not at all any of the subject matter here.
Well, I think it is. I think it ties in because I believe that the motivation for why you're claiming that the other side are a bunch of insurrectionists, though you have no direct evidence of this, and your own criteria is just that of basically a riot, that your motivation is just to demonize the opposition.
Sure, but this isn't a debate.
And I think he pressing about what we just talked about, right? As far as him saying that Trump deserved it due to his rhetoric and all this other stuff. And if there was a Trump, if his constituents was there, who happened to be conservative, was at the rally at the time of the assassination and got popped, he gonna lie. Who cares? So Andrew Wilson is saying, hey, does that stem from why you felt that way? Does this stem from that? Does this stem from you demoralizing and dehumanizing Trump supporters due to this insurrection situation, right? These Democratic liberal talking points, because again, they do this all the time, right? If you white and you speak out against certain things, when it comes to race or even if it's true, white supremacists, shut your mouth, man. Trump, Hitler. If I'm black and I rock with Trump and I'm not going with the black ideology, I'm the black face of white supremacy. A coon. Okay, that's what they call you to keep you in line. But some other people take it to the extreme, right? Just like how we talked about with Destiny the other day. Oh yeah, man, y'all would have deserved. I would have laughed. All right, Trump deserved it. I don't understand why he missed. Where do you get that rhetoric from? Why do you feel that way? That's Andrew Wilson right now.
Over my motivation, I could be motivated by 100 million different bad faith factors, and literally none of them would be relevant to this conversation. It could be the fact that the DNC actually paid me money to give this precise argument, and Kamala is on the phone with me right now, and it wouldn't have any impact on this particular debate.
I think it would be. I think that the motivation for why you're making the argument itself would have an impact on the debate. But I am willing to concede that if you just want to keep it to the material, we can. Let's move over to point 2 then. Point 2, you say resisting any law or interference with the course of a government proceeding wouldn't fit rioting itself. How does that not fit rioting itself? Of course it does.
Well, let's say, for instance, the purpose of a riot was because you felt like the law wasn't being enforced. It wouldn't make sense to call that part of an insurrection. Let's say, for instance, let's say that there was a lynching of a person and you felt like the cops weren't, upholding their duty or whatever, and so you decided to have a protest that turns into a riot, and you all show up with the goal of protesting and rioting because you felt like the law wasn't being carried out here. You wouldn't really call that an insurrection because they're not trying to contravene a legal process. Just because, again, you engage in unlawful conduct doesn't mean that you're trying to resist, like the implementation of the carrying out, resisting the laws.
That would be the same case with insurrection then. Insurrection would also require intent, right?
Yes. Yeah, correct. Yes. So the intent would be the contravening of the Electoral Count Act. When people say we need to march and make our voices heard on January 6th to the Capitol grounds where people are going to protest, they're protesting the execution of the Electoral Count Act, which demanded that Vice President Pence count the electoral vote.
That's pure speculation. What he's doing is dictating what people is doing it for. Okay, you can't go to every single person and asking them why they fight. Why are they going to the Capitol? All right. Some people probably wanted to just see it. Wanted to see if Mike Pence is going to do his due diligence. All right, push it back to the states and say, hey, we want We wanted to we want a forensic audit. All right, we want people to look into this before we get anywhere closer to accepting these electoral colleges or whatever the hell was going on. Let's get this thing figured out. We need to take it back to the states, investigate, because you got half of this country complaining about certain things that wasn't right in their eyes. Let's do the right thing. All right. You can't say that, oh man, well, they just came over there. Their intent was, I'm just going over there and disrupt the whole thing. Because, mind you, if you watch I watched it, okay? Mike Pence did not make a decision yet. All right, he wasn't even brought up on the stage yet. So why, if they caused an insurrection to stop the process, right? The electoral process. Why would they do that if Mike Pence didn't even answer yet? All right. We were still getting heads up like, oh, he might do it. He might not do it. Why would we interrupt when he didn't even make a decision yet? Or we didn't hear his decision at the time. It's a game. Okay. But also, when it comes to intent, the intent is the hard. I'm not in law. All right. I'm in prison. I kind of know how to understand murder and all this other stuff. The hardest thing to prove is intent. You don't know what people's thinking. All right. You could prove it, but it's very hard to. It's very hard to get somebody on the intent because you got to prove it. All right. And that's Andrew Wilson's argument. Prove that they went there just to fight and start a ruckus. Okay. Because that's not what Trump said. That's not what Trump wanted them to do. All right. And I honestly, wholeheartedly believe, because I watched the whole thing. All right. They didn't come with guns. They just wanted people to respect that they were speculating that something went wrong, and we just need to investigate it, right? I feel unease about this situation here. Why were people boarding up windows when it came to counting votes? Why were people pulling out ballots from under the desk? Why were people pulling out suitcases from under the desk? We deserve the right to try to get an investigation of what went on, right? Even if nothing didn't happen, I deserve a forensic audit. I want to know what happened. There was so many things that happened that looked off. Why are we not allowed to question it? It's our duty to do that, all right? It's our duty. All right, let's get back into it.
Votes. Donald Trump didn't want that. He made it very clear in the days preceding. Him, Bannon, Eastman, Chesbrough, and everybody else that was working alongside him, Sidney Powell, everybody else, was saying that we need to prevent Pence from counting the electoral vote. That was the execution of a lawful government function.
But even if all
that's
that's true, Destiny, it still wouldn't matter, because the events of January 6th themselves, the intent of the people could have just been to riot, not indeed to commit to any sort of treasonous insurrection activity. And you have failed to demonstrate this time and time again, how this actually would meet the criteria of an insurrection. Them showing up, and just like your take in 2021, right? When you say, hey, look, the damage would have been way worse if they had shown up with the purposes of actual insurrection or some type of 1776 mindset. This is the most armed nation on planet Earth. How in the world can you say these people showed up specifically in order to do that? That makes no sense, man.
None of this none of that argumentation was subject. People they obviously showed up to protest the certification of the vote. They were called there by Donald Trump.
If it's a non sequitur, then you in 2021 were using a non sequitur when you made the argument that from the appearance of this, it could not have been an insurrection.
2021 Destiny was incorrect because 2021 Destiny didn't have the historical context to understand an insurrection. If you want to bring him on here and talk to him, you can.
I am talking to you.
I agree with everything
that
I said. You're not. I am 2024 Destiny. I have learned more things. I have done more studying. I've read more papers, and I've done more research on this. There is actually.
So basically, he's telling you that he's a talker. Everybody know that he just talks to talk. All right. I did more research before. My thing is this: before you talk about a subject, right? This is liberals from the top down. This is what they do. All right. They talk like they seen the whole thing. This is why they get away with shit like calling Trump racist, because he says it's good people on both sides, because there's no context. They didn't care to research it. It's just good people on both sides, right? And it was racist people, and it was this. He didn't condemn them. They don't do research. That's why they're so easy to get caught into stuff. But what that just proved is that he's a talker. He's a talker. He is liable of just talking sometimes. All right. A lot of times they don't back out on what they say, even if they're wrong. All right. They double down. That's what they do. But this situation where Andrew Wilson brought that up, it literally proves that Destiny is just a talker. He has the capability of just being a talker. So his constituents, if I was you, I would be worried about the information that he gives you, because most of the time he just be talking. It sound good, but he's a babbler. All right, we call that a chatty patty. He don't know what he's talking about. He's just a talker. And he might sometimes, like I said, with the last video, with all that talking, it might get your jaw wired up. Right? You ain't gotta shake like you ain't gotta bite down on your jaw. Let's get back into it.
Actually, a strong understanding of what an insurrection is, and there was a strong historical understanding of what an insurrection is. And the idea that a bunch of people were called on January 6th, the date wasn't a mistake. When Donald Trump sent them down there to protest, when he said we need Mike Pence to do the right thing, what was he talking about? He wanted him to contravene the law, and that's what people marched down there for them to do.
Donald Trump said 30 minutes before this began that this needed to remain a peaceful protest on Twitter.
He didn't.
And that Congress do the right thing and only count the electors who have been lawfully slated. Lawfully slated. I know that everyone here will soon be marching over to the Capitol building to peacefully and patriotically,
He never said that.
He did. I actually have.
There you go, lying. I watched the whole thing with my own eyes. Don't believe your eyes. That's liberal talking points. Don't believe your eyes. I didn't watch it because I hate Trump. I don't even want to hear him talk. But guess what? He didn't say that. You didn't even do your own. Bro, he literally said, I'm going to show y'all. He literally said peacefully and patriotically. That's our due diligence as citizens. We allow the government to govern us because there's invisible handshake saying, "Hey, I know you're gonna do your job when it comes to me. You represent me. You gonna do your job. All right. You keeping me civil by you doing your job. All right. I'm not gonna whoop that butt. I'm not gonna do nothing because I expect you to do your job. But when things are happening before our eyes and we saying, hey, at least all we want is an investigation, broski. A lot of stuff went on. Can you just investigate? And you saying no. It was the freest, fair election in the world. Free and fair election. All they do is double down on lies. Free and fair. When we say there's a problem and it needs to be looked at, it needs to be looked at. Right? They're the little guys. We're the big guys. Right? We're allowing this small government to govern all of us with guns. Right? We have the potential of doing bad things, but we didn't, right? We're not the party that does that. They are, right? Even though they suck so bad. But when it comes to stuff like that, bro, Trump literally said peacefully and patriotically. I'm going to give y'all one example in my life on how liberals literally think, okay? Now, I work in the union, all right? I used to work in the electrical union in Los Angeles, right? There was a liberal woman, right? And me, this is why I created this podcast. Sometimes I can't hold my tongue. So I told her, like, hey, like, especially with this transgender stuff going on. I said, it was a transgender kid who raped two girls at school because they didn't do nothing about it. Then when the father tried to do something about it, they tried to lock the father up of those girls, right? She said, no, that would never happen. No. There's so many laws that it just couldn't happen like that. No. I said, look it up. You could see what I'm saying. No, it just she felt so strongly about this topic that she knew nothing about. Instead of saying, I don't know, maybe you're right, I should just look it up. She said, no, can never happen. Nope. Then when she looked it up, she shut it up. She didn't apologize. She just didn't say nothing. It's like, okay, well, I don't research stuff like that. But why do you feel so strongly about it then? This is average day destinies, right? Destinies, man. Let's get into it.
Have the tweet. No, I have the tweet. He did. He did say that.
In the speech, he said to fight like hell. And in the speech, he said that we need to go
I'm talking about his tweets. Why would a person put out a tweet to be peaceful
Selective
if their
hearing.
intent was insurrection, Destiny?
Why would a person call a protest on January 6th? What do you think they were protesting?
What do you mean? They call protest. People call protests all the time. That doesn't mean that the purpose of the protest is insurrection.
What was the purpose of the protest on January 6th?
The purpose of the protest was to go out and show support for Donald J. Trump. So I have a problem with.
There was no intent for it to be an insurrection that day. There was no intent for that, right? And like I said, I'm gonna give my 2 cents about this whole situation after we done with this video, right? that we're reacting to. But I'm telling you, there was no intent of insurrection. All right, there was no intent of that. Now people, FBI agents and stuff like that, they did amplify the hype of the situation. Of course they did. That's what they do. We understand that the government's corrupt. We get it. All right, we understand that they will do things to incite violence. Okay, hey man, they put bricks on the street when it came to George Soros and Antifa and the Black Lives Matter, right? They do things like that. They prop up things like that. Yeah, of course. They have some outsiders inside the Trump rally who really hate Trump, but just there just to do it. Just there just to be there and cause ruckus. Yeah, of course they do that every time. It's not nothing. They have crisis actors. We all know this. If you don't know it by now, I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you. You're living in the land of the free and the American dream, I guess, man. You guys are crazy. Let's get back into it.
Him ascribing motivation to all. He says there's one clear reason why everybody showed up. That's clearly not true. That doesn't even logically make sense. He could never demonstrate in a million years that there was only one clear reason why everybody showed up. That's a nonsensical argument, Destiny.
That's not the argument that I'm making. If the debate is whether or not January 6th is an insurrection, not did every single person on January 6th engage in the crime of insurrection, or did every single person on January 6th go with the intent to commit an insurrection. Why did you say there was one clear reason why everybody showed up? I said that there was a clear reason why people were called there, because there was. Donald Trump called people there to protest not on January 5th and not on January 7th and not in a random part of DC and not in a random part of the country. He called them on January 6th to the ellipses that was less than a mile walk away from the Capitol building, which is where he sent every single person after his speech.
So is it illegal to protest on January 6th? Is there a law in the books that say you cannot protest on January 6th at all? That argument is boo-boo. It's literally trash. That's not a good argument. You could protest any freaking day. Who cares? Now, the event, of course, through the event that Mike Pence was going to do his job, and we was going to get you got amplified things going on to where people think things happen, and you think you're going to get relief. Yeah, of course it's amplified. Of course you're going to feel like, finally, man, this is the day. Because I felt that same way. Yeah, this is the day. We going to get Mike Pence to at least push it back to the states and say, hey, look, we need to review these things because people are not happy. But then you find out Fly Guy was a rhino the whole time. All right, he probably was one of those people that was spying on Trump's campaign because Trump trusted him, and he should have never trusted him. And I wholeheartedly believe that. Let's get back into it.
Speech. He called them there on the day of the certification.
That doesn't tell us their motivation.
Trying to pressure Pence to overturn the election.
That doesn't tell us their motivation.
That they need to go and protest for the lawful slates of electors to be counted, the illegitimate ones that he submitted, and people went there.
Even if I grant your logic, it makes no sense. It's actually an illogical argument to make, to say, even if Donald Trump had some certain intent in his head, that would not mean that the people who were showing up for the protest had that intent. So the thing is for both ways, it's a double entendre for your own logic. Either one, you claim, wait a second, there's one clear reason everybody showed up, or two, no, there was no clear reason why everybody showed up. They had multiple motivations, even if Trump himself had a different motivation. This is illogical argumentation.
Again, if you know law, the hardest thing to prove is intent. So this argument is going to get nowhere. You can't prove intent, bro. You can't. And yeah, you could come up with assumptions, but assumptions not law. Assumptions don't create conviction, especially when you're trying to put people in jail for life for being a traitor. You have to be very specific. All right, when Andrew Wilson's argument, be very specific and make sure it aligns with everything you say that our insurrection is. If it deviates from that, if it's more of a riot than an insurrection, you're not gonna get charged with an insurrection, bro. Right? That's just coming from the law. It doesn't align with that. It aligns more with just rioting. All right. Now, if you ask them and they say, "Yeah, my intent was to cause ruckus and disturb the electoral process," then that's intent. You proved it. He snitched on himself. He said, "Yeah, that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to stop this shit." That's intent. You proved it by his own words, but you didn't do that. Okay. There was no intent. You can't prove that. So therefore, we just talking in thin air. Well, Trump said this, and when you piece it together, look what happened. Trump could have said anything, and people could have done whatever they wanted to do, right? Trump said with the bleach thing, oh, they look at this, people just really drunk bleach, so I gotta go to jail for that, nigga. So what? It was just a joke. Well, see, people take it serious. So you telling me it's not gonna be one dumb motherfucker that's gonna do it? Just like the assassination person, right? You prop it up, Hitler, monster, get rid of him, and you'll be a hero. One motherfucker gonna do it in this whole country. It's a lot of people, doggy. I know it's unheard of, and with an incompetent, compliant Secret Service, anything can happen to somebody.
Right, but this would never be applied to anything. If somebody says, "Hey guys, we're all going to show up,"
that's not an argument either.
Go and I'm making the argument right now. If somebody were to make the call and say, "Hey guys, we're all going to show up to go and blow this building up," and a bunch of people showed up, and then a bunch of them marched with the crowd, and then they all went, and a building got blown up, we wouldn't say like, "Oh, well, we don't know what the intention of the crowd was. We don't know what the intention of the leader there was. We don't know what actually happened there," because we can't divine the intention of every single individual person.
That's a ridiculous straw man.
We can say you can call it a straw man, but the idea that in order for me, okay, hold on, what would I need?
So hang on, let me respond to your first argument, and then you wait. No, there's no spurging. Let me respond to the argument, and then you can ask.
You're not even letting me talk. You can respond to my argument.
You made an argument. Let me respond, and then you can ask the second argument.
Andrew, keep your foot on his neck. Keep your foot on his. We not letting you get away with nothing. Once you make a statement, let me answer you. Don't just keep going on and on, because then now I'm spending too much time tagging each point that you said, point by point. All right. Once we get point by point, you said what you said, but let me get mine in. All right, about this specific situation, because once you start going abroad, it's like, bro, come on, man, I gotta go all the way there, here. No, I want to attack point by point. Okay, let's get into it.
I think that's fair. So when you're talking about this from a logical standpoint, when you say, oh, if somebody called and said, hey, we're all going to blow this building up, yes, I would agree that you could probably ascribe the motivation to it then. Can you show me a tweet or any type of anything from Donald Trump saying, hey, guys, show up, we're going to do an insurrection? No, you just made this shit up.
I can. Okay, fine. So I can. So as part of Donald Trump's speech, I'll give you two quotes. Our country has had enough. We will not take it anymore, and that's what this is all about. And to use a favorite term that all you people really came up with, we will stop the steal. Today, I will lay out just some of the evidence proving that we won this election. We won it by a landslide. This was not a close election. The first quote. The second quote, we must stop the steal, and then we must ensure that such outrageous election fraud never happens again, can never be allowed to happen.
There you go. Taking things out of context and painting the narrative. Oh, well, he said this, so it has to mean that. It means something different to me. It may mean that to you, but it means something different to me. So that don't mean intent. It doesn't call. So I'm the bearer. This is the Democrats at its T. I'm the bearer of the context. I could tell you what he just said. I know what he said. No, let me tell you what he said. He said calls it insurrection when he said that. That's not what he said. But to me, he said it, so that's what it means. Because I'm a Democrat and I'm higher than you. I know more than you. Shut up. That's literally what he's saying right now. Shut the fuck up, bro. That pisses me off because y'all play with people's intelligence by doing that. He didn't mean that. Okay? We all thought that Mike Pence, because the context matters, Mike Pence was going to do his fucking job and push it back to the states, and we were going to get these investigations that we needed to ensure that this was free and fair. That's what we wanted. Why is it so hard for you to understand that? You play mind games with people. You take things out of context to point us as monsters, insurrectionists, people who just hate an electoral process, that if Trump is losing, let him lose. Come on, you crybabies. A lot of things happened, and like I said, I'm saying my piece now. I'm done with this. I'm done with this dude. I'm done playing with y'all, man. I'm done playing with y'all. A lot of things happened that did not make sense. We have a right as Americans to keep us civil, right? Because we also have a right to overthrow a corrupt government. We have a right to do that. That's in our Constitution. Before we get to that point, we're asking things to be remedied. Hey, a lot of things happen. Why did that happen? That's weird. Investigate. Well, I'm going to do what I want to do because, hey, it's a Democratic senator, Democratic governor. We're going to do what we want over here. We ain't got to investigate what y'all tell us to investigate. We're going to do it the way we do it. We're going to give you a recount. No, we want a forensic audit. No, we're going to give you a recount. We did it already. Then you got stupid destinies over here. Don't do their research and say, well, look, they did a recount. We didn't ask for that, dumb fuck. We didn't ask for that. This could have easily been solved. If this was free and fair, prove it to me. I don't feel like it's free and fair, and I have a right as an American to say I didn't feel like that was free and fair because there's a lot of things that happened that should not have happened. That was weird. That was really weird. At to the T. At the most. To be honest, a lot of things happened that was weird. I have a right to say, hey, look, man, this is my vote. I want to make sure it counted. All right, I don't feel comfortable with that. Well, we just gave you a recount. We didn't ask for that. You're giving me things that don't matter to me. All right. Well, it takes 30 years to do a fucking recount. It never took 30 years. Why now? Why is Joe Biden winning all of a sudden that night? That's weird, dude. That's weird. Why are people pulling suitcases out from under the table, dog? That's weird. Well, look, what it looks like to me is that, you know, it just, what do you mean it's ballots? It's not ballots. It could be anything under the table. Why did they make everybody leave? It can be, I don't know. It could be anything. See, you playing games now. You playing games. Too much skepticism when it comes to something that's supposed to be solid, rock solid. I'm not supposed to feel like that when it comes to my vote. People die for this shit, bro. We die for our sovereignty in this country, bro. People die for this shit, bro. Real life, overseas, bro. You telling me that I can't question it? I gotta feel unease just because I'm a crybaby, right? Not because I have a valid point that shit is weird. This shit is weird, bro. That's all I'm asking you, to just do your job, man. I'm not asking you to do nothing spectacular that ain't never been talked about in this country. No new presidents. All we saying is that it needs to be investigated. It's not right. It's not right, bro. It's not right. And you can't make it right by telling me rhetoric. I don't care about your rhetoric. We don't got time for that. Fix it. If not, I don't trust you, bro. I just don't trust you. And we fighting with our brothers and sisters, right? Democratic liberals. I don't. To me, it's starting to be more on the terror side, because if you were a fair person, you would understand that that's weird. I get why you're crying. I get why you're instead of calling you a crybaby, I get why you have some concerns. Let's figure it out together. Y'all motherfuckers is, well, he lost. Shut up. It's just Trump. No, see, you're playing games now. What you're doing is causing division. What you're doing is causing anger. All right. Now, when it comes to January 6th, bro, when it comes to January 6th, if you were there on that day, right? Not even there. You don't got to be physically there. Mentally watching it. You expected Pence to do his job. So what was the point of storming the fucking Capitol? They did that before he even did anything. They did that before he even chose to even not do anything. Okay? They came out of their glory holes and said, I almost died that day. It's all propaganda. All right? If there was, bro, if they really wanted to, I promise you, if they really wanted to make it a big deal, they could have. They didn't bring no weapons, bro. No weapons was brought to the Capitol. There wasn't no black Antifa riot. We expected Pence to do his job. If not, there was no remedy to the problem that we're bringing forth to these doctors. All right, these political doctors at this point. Because hey, look, you have the right to fix it. You have all the power to fix this, brother. I'm coming to you with this problem. I'm telling you, hey, I looked up the law. You have a right to say, hey, maybe we need to investigate it. We're coming to you with our problems instead of causing a problem. But when it comes to that day, Pence did not make his decision and people reacted to it. Mind you, there's context to this problem. People reacted, right? And I think it was amplified by these three later agencies like they always do, right? And if you don't think that, look it up. If not, if you don't want to look it up, shut the fuck up. Why did people react before he even did anything? Why? What was the reason? Why did they crash the spot before nigga even got to do his job? I didn't even get to see what he was gonna do. They just crashed it. He didn't say no. We literally in tandem as Trump supporters, we thought he was gonna do his job. We literally thought he was gonna do his job, bro. So what was the point of storming it? Just like these people with the Trump thing. Well, Trump, you know, he did it to gain more followers and gain more support. Nigga, he had no reason to. He's winning. He literally destroyed fucking Joe Biden. Everybody's seen that he's incompetent. He poops his pants. Why would Trump say, hey, shoot me in my ear so I can kill somebody and shoot me in my ear because I need more support? I'm already winning, dumb fuck. Y'all not good at conspiracies, bro. Leave that to us, because Hunter Biden laptop was real. WikiLeaks was real. You know, Bo got in trouble for WikiLeaks. He got kicked out of this country for WikiLeaks, right? Known as a traitor, even though he did his fucking job as a reporter. We're fighting against these monsters, right? And these people are, I'm telling you, it shouldn't be a civil war because we know who the problem is. But it's funny because Destiny, these people will get in the way of us doing what Americans supposed to do when it comes to corruption. Hey, stop it. We need to not even stop it, investigate it. All right. We keep doing this battling back and forth of who right and wrong and Trump this, Trump that, Trump this. Most of the shit y'all said about him was definitely wrong, but y'all not gonna apologize. That's how I know y'all not genuine about what y'all say about people. Y'all don't care. Y'all lie, and when y'all get caught in a lie, y'all double down. That means you don't give a fuck. You don't care. You don't have any morals. You know what I'm saying? So why should I listen to you? Why should I care about anything you have to say, bro? Straight up. And this is coming from a conservative American, bro. If you coming out your mouth saying things and you really don't care about the conversation, why talk, bro? I'm genuine about my country, bro. I'm genuine about the election that I felt was stolen. Cause I can say that now on YouTube. I'm genuine about that, bro. I really feel like it was stolen. Something was taken away from us. Why did you do that? Why? Why did these things occur? Why weren't we able to get these get the investigation that we wanted when this is free and fair, right? You said it. They coined the term free and fair election. Why was any dead people voting in this election? Not saying that it's something new. Yeah, they always do. But at the end of the day, you said it's free and fair. No corruption. None of that. You always paint a narrative. You always trying to play us like we dumb. And I'm tired of that, bro. We're tired of it. When it comes to January 6th, to stay on topic, bro, this shit was amplified and it was all a hoax because nowadays that's the norm now. That's the norm. I don't gotta answer your question. January 6th happened. I know it don't make sense. January 6th. I don't gotta investigate January 6th. This is why I almost died that day. Nobody coming for y'all. If they would have came for y'all, why they stop now? Y'all still corrupt. Y'all still doing it. What's the point? Like, why stop? We would have been done it. What we stopping for? Just because January 6th, like, bro, y'all did it on purpose, and now y'all using it against the American people that has a mind for themselves, who wants things to be fixed. January 6th. You don't want to be an insurrectionist anymore, do you? Well, what if this country is corrupt? What if you are lying to me? What if we all know you're lying to us? Except these dummies who's complying to what you want them to do. You don't want to be an insurrectionist, do you? You know what happened during January 6th. It's like the new 9/11. These people do not care about the truth. They don't care about the truth. They just want you to listen to them. All they want you to do is just listen to them. As long as you listen to them, they got you. It's your duty as an American. If you have a corrupt government, not saying you exacerbate every law you can to do it the right way, right? To be civil. Do as much as you can to be civil. That's the right thing to do as a Christian person, as an American, because you don't want this country to go to hell. Okay, like they trying to send us to. Do everything you can to not be uncivil. But what if there is no remedy? Because the people that have the power to do what's right chooses not to. And doing what's right is not just picking what we want you to pick. Do a free and fair investigation with people on both sides. And don't stop people from investigating. Okay, just because you don't like them. Don't make no excuses, bro. A lot of things, even when it came to people, average day Americans saying what they seen at these sites, at these election sites, and these polling sites, was unfair, right? These are not, oh, I'm a liberal, I'm a patriot. These are regular people who has jobs, who took the time to help with this election. A lot of things that occurred did not make sense. You telling me fuck what they say? Who cares? Who cares what they say? That is a poor example of America. That's not what we stand for. We stand together, bro. No matter how you feel about any situation, especially when it comes to somebody that you don't like that won. Everybody deserves a fair shot at understanding what happened during that election. Everybody. I don't care who you don't like and who you do like, but when it came to that situation, y'all played politics, and it showed the ugly of the Democratic Party. Not this Democratic Party, their constituents. It showed the ugly because you got people complaining on one side, right? And like I said, I feel like it was stolen, so y'all didn't get the majority. So the majority of y'all not talking. Majority of y'all, it ain't no majority. Most of y'all dead. But the ones who are alive and who just hate Trump, who's who's collaborating to hate Trump and corroborating to hate Trump, Yeah, like who cares if it's stolen? You know, I haven't seen a video personally. If it's stolen, you know, no, that's never supposed to happen, bro. Never, because what if Trump was on the other side and you didn't, and you wanted the person that Trump stole it from to win? Would you be okay with me saying, who gives a fuck what you have to say? Yeah, people pulled out ballots from under the table, made niggas go home. Yeah, so what? Who cares? Like, how would you feel? How would you feel? Your voice means nothing. That's why people say don't vote, because it means nothing. I get when people do that. I understand fully. But this is the cause of it. Y'all causing it. The ones who have the moral high ground, and you shouldn't do that. The adults are in the room and pooping his pants. Like, bro, y'all the ones doing it and causing the problem and pointing the finger at us, because y'all devil and Satan worshipers. It's all everything reversed. Everything's reversed. They tell you what they doing, lie in your face like they never said that. I never said that. I got a video of you saying it. I never said that. And what you gonna do about it if I did? That's the Democrats. What you gonna do about it if I did? I'm not gonna stop. I'm not gonna apologize. I double down. But you better apologize for saying black on black crime is rampant in this country. Apologize. You're not black. You're not supposed to say that. But I gotta apologize for that. But you can't apologize for something you said back then. Who cares? Shut up. I got the more high ground. You let grown up shake their things in front of kids, but Trump can't F a adult porn star, even if he didn't. It doesn't matter if he did or if he didn't. He can't do that? No, that's immoral. No, we need somebody in office that's moral. So you want to do that showers with his daughter and sniff kids' hair? Come on, that's Grandpa Joe. You don't care. You don't care to say that. Don't waste my time. You don't care. All right. I understand that politics is games. That's all it is now, right? That's all it is. And I know I'm going on a rant, man, but let me know what you guys think. Who won? Do you believe that Andrew Wilson stuck it to this weirdo, right? Zestiny? And I got a bone to pick with him. He was very disrespectful for what he said. Now I'm hold him accountable like they hold us accountable if you say the N-word in 1920. Yeah, I'm gonna hold you accountable too. You said some shit that out your mouth that you should have got punched in your mouth for. I swear, dude. I'm for real. But that's just my thinking. I don't think you should. I'm just talking, man. I don't want you to get punched in your mouth. I just want you to get your jaw fixed. All right, that's it for today, man. South Central, we out.
We be really politicking while we whipping in the kitchen. God be my witness.